Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel, and we are so glad that you're here with us tonight or that you're watching this recording because we realize some people couldn't make it live. And so we'll be sending you the recording. Either way, we're so excited that you're here to listen to our stories. We understand your time is valuable, and so we just appreciate it. And listen, someone invited you here or someone sent you this recording because they care about you and they care about you enough to make sure you really understand the opportunity that you have at your fingertips. And y'all, when it comes to Plexus, the opportunity is so big. Not only are these products amazing because they truly are, but the opportunity has the potential to be life changing for you and for families. So tonight you're going to hear from several very busy mamas. And we all vary in age and in the season of motherhood that we were in. Yet, even though we're busy, even though we're moms, we are able to make income for our families from our phones. So sit back, relax, take some notes, write down questions that you may have so that you can get back with the person that invited you and ask them any questions or tell them anything that you were like, oh my goodness, that's amazing, because we really want to hear from you. Now, having said that, I am going to pass this off to my friend Jessica, who is going to start us off with her story.
Hey, everybody. My name is Jessica Hobbs. I am a full-time working mama. I work in HR and payroll. I have two small kids, 6 and 4 years old, and my husband and I are youth pastors. And when I started this business, I was also a varsity cheerleading coach at our local high school. We live in a small town. And when you add dance and t-ball into the mix, busy was an understatement. We always joke that our family does not know how to sit down. So, since this journey, my husband and I have remodeled a 1940s house that we had on our property. We love to travel, we love to garden, we love to hunt, and we now have 20 chickens that we are obsessed with. I originally started these products because I had severe gallbladder issues that I needed resolved immediately before I had to have it removed. So I took these products for a week and I noticed that my energy levels were better than they had ever been. I was calmer. I was playing outside with my kids more in the afternoon. Even after work, cheerleading practice, and cooking dinner, we would still go outside. I noticed my skin started to clear up and was clearer than it had ever been in my entire life. Um, and so I knew I needed to get these products paid for that I now could not live without. I gave my friend Shannon and Rachel a laundry list of why I could not share these products. I did not want to share these products. I was way too busy. Um, and that kind of changed when I decided I wanted to go after a custom pair of Nikes that month. And this business opportunity just kind of fell into our laps when we weren't even looking. I mentioned that my husband and I are youth pastors. And just a month before, we decided to give up our youth pastor salary to do a church plant. We knew this was God's plan for us. We weren't worried at all. We're budgeters. So we just worked it into the budget. But looking back, the Lord places business in our lives at a perfect time, as He always does. And we were able to um, give our salary back to our new church because of how much Plexus has blessed our family. We truly see this as our ministry, and it's been a vehicle for us to still be able to minister to our youth kiddos while still giving back even more to our church. We've been able to go on trips, um, go to the grocery store stress free, and it's given us so many more choices. Um, I'm just so thankful for this opportunity. It's been such a blessing for me and my family. And now I am going to pass it to my friend Jennifer.
Thank you, Jessica. Thanks for sharing more about your story with us. So I am Jennifer. I have been married for 25 years. We just celebrated our 25th wedding anniversary in March. We have two adult children and one who is still at home. She's 16. And you guys, She drove to school for the first time by herself this week, and that was like a milestone moment for this mama. When I started my Plexus business, I was working full-time outside the home, and I started for the products, but I started very hesitantly for the products because I was a skeptic. I didn't think that they were going to work. I had said no for 3 years and actually blocked the person who shared with me, love you, Rachel. But I blocked her because I was like, I'm tired of hearing about Plexus. But I was at a point in my life where I knew something had to change. And so finally I said yes, but I said yes conditionally because I said, I will not work this business. I have absolutely no desire to work this business. And I wasn't going to work the business. But about 3 weeks after I started taking the products, like I said, I was working full time in the school system, and friends kept stopping by my office, and they're like, what's going on with you? What are you doing? Your face looks different. You don't look so puffy anymore, and your skin looks clear, and your eyes look brighter. What is this pink drink that's always on your desk? And why aren't you bringing Starbucks to work every morning? Because I would stop at Starbucks every day on the way to work and come in with a coffee and a breakfast sandwich. And so they started asking me all these questions. What's happening? And I still didn't want to work this business, but as a good friend, I had to answer their questions. So I started asking Rachel because I had no idea how to answer their questions. So I started asking, how do I help these people? And then I realized I love helping people. And no matter how, I love helping people. And I knew very quickly that this was going to be an opportunity where I could expand my network, which meant I could help more people, which meant I was able to do something that I'm passionate about. And so I didn't know what I was doing, but I started learning. I started learning more about the products. I started learning more about the business. And I kept seeing changes in myself. And I knew that other people around me needed to experience what these products could do for them. And so I had a lot of objections going into this. Could I do it? Well, we have simple systems in place that helped me learn how to share. Did I have the time? Well, I took a deep dive into my schedule and I realized that I was wasting a lot of time. And so that time that I was wasting, those are my business hours. So I work the time that I was wasting. Did I know enough? Well, I really didn't know anything other than these products were working for me, and there were other people that needed them too. And so I started learning. I started learning more about the products. I started learning more about the business. And here I am now, a little over a year later. And I'm not having to budget for my family's products anymore because my whole family takes the products. I don't have to budget for our products anymore. And not only that, we have some extra left over that we're able to pay off debt. We recently moved to our family farm and we have a lot of dreams. We have a lot of things that we want to do for our farm. And so with our extra, we're paying off debt so that we can add additions to our farm. I'm not up to 20 chickens yet, but I'm getting there because I have 11. And I want a donkey. You guys, I want a donkey, but I have to be able to put up a fence to get the donkey. Donkeys, don't tell my husband. But this is affording us the opportunity to pay off debt and to save a little extra and to continue on the health journey that we're all on so that we're at our best, so that we can live out the dreams that we have for our family. Is it easy? No, it's hard work, but is it worth it? Absolutely, yes. So now I want to pass this on to my dear friend Katie, and she's going to share a little bit of her story with us.
Hello, I'm Katie. I am a wife. My husband is a police officer. I'm 24. I am a teacher. I'm a third year teacher, so pretty brand new in that world. and I have a son. He is a year and a half old, so kind of new in every role in my life. But other than being a teacher, outside of that world, my husband and I work in our youth group. We are pretty much there every time the doors are open. And so is Trey, my son. He's pretty much a youth member as well. So, anyway, we are very, very busy people. My husband and I would kind of work opposite rotations, if that makes sense, within our hours. And so that has always made life just a little more interesting. So when I started the products, Jennifer started talking to me probably spring or summer of last year, because I'm a teacher. If any of you do not know, you don't get paid during the summer as a teacher. And so when Jennifer approached me with these, we were kind of like in the scraping the bottom of our money pit, if that makes sense, because in the summer you don't get anything. So there was just not an opportunity for me to necessarily dive into my own health at that point, but I knew that something needed to change. I was 7 months postpartum maybe when she approached me, and my body looked very different than it used to. Nothing kind of was the way that I wanted it to be. And so anyway, I really, really wanted to change. So I told her, when I get paid in the fall, we are starting this. And so that's what I did. I started end of September is when I signed up. So really I started in October and have been on the product since, very consistently. I saw lots of different things happen to my body, whether inside and outside. And the impact has been wonderful. I started selling pretty much the moment I signed up. My mom and I signed up at the same time, and my mom right underneath me. So I knew that in order to put my health first, I would also have to be a part of the business because of the lifestyle that my husband and I live with zero money. So we decided that I would work the business too, and I've really, really enjoyed that. I've enjoyed the money that it's brought, but also the people that it's brought as well. And it was a very hard thing to start because I am very introverted. I don't like talking to people. I really don't like messaging people out of the blue. But putting myself out there has gotten easier and easier as time has gone on. So now that we are almost towards summer again, it does get a little bit scary, but what I have seen in myself now, I am now gold, and that's very new and that's so exciting. So it started off of just getting my nails done and doing things that I had stopped doing because you can't do those kinds of things and treat yourself. And now I'm actually looking for a car because I can now afford a car payment. So that's really exciting because I have a little tiny car that does not fit the stroller very well or anything that else comes with a child. And we always have our nephew too. So it's more like I have 2 children, and the car does not accommodate for that. So we're in the process of looking for a mom car. And so that's super exciting because I can see how the money is continuing to improve and help us and our family. So back to you, Rachel.
Oh my goodness. Well, you guys, I love hearing y'all's stories. It never gets old hearing these stories. And I've gotten the pleasure of getting to watch their stories unfold. And this opportunity has been a blessing to myself and so many of my friends. And so I'm just so thankful. So a little bit about myself. I am a wife. I'm a mama of 2. I have a girl and a boy. And I also am a teacher by trade. I've always also been very involved in our church. And so teaching was a calling for me. It always has been. It is a gift, and I'm very thankful for that gift. But teaching specifically to children was my calling, and especially with special education. So I went to work as a teacher right out of college in special education. I never taught anything else. And then I went on to get my master's degree in education as well, because I've also always felt the urge to lead in some kind of capacity. I've always felt like I was made to create some type of impact. Never knew what that would look like, but I knew that desire was there. So I went back to school, and my plan was to go into school administration. So much like everyone else here that you've heard from, I started Plexus because of my health. I had gone years with gut health issues, like bloating, constipation, super low energy. I don't have a thyroid, and so that kind of complicates things as well. So I started the products purely for my health. And then when my sponsor, named April, started telling me all of the things these products could help with, and I started looking more and more into it, I realized that some of the people I loved really needed these products. So I immediately told some of my closest friends and my family members, hey, y'all have got to check this out. I shared some information, and they started these products with me. So I made an extra $300 the month after I started my products. And that was super fun because, I was a teacher. And so my paychecks weren't huge. And an extra $300, much like Katie said, I was like, oh, I might be able to splurge a little bit. We might be able to go out to eat as a family. And so because that was fun, I continued sharing with more and more people. And I continued to fall in love with the products. And y'all, that's when an old dream that I had came back to life. When my daughter was a newborn, I was probably 3 years into teaching, and I wanted so badly to be home with her. I hated that I wasn't there for some of her first words and for crawling, and things like that. And my husband and I sat down time and time again and tried to make it work financially, and we just couldn't make it happen. So I stayed in the classroom, I continued working, and eventually I just kind of convinced myself that that's not in the cards for me. I'm not meant to be a stay-at-home mom. And then when this opportunity came along and I got several paychecks and they continued to grow, I started wondering if this could replace my income. Like, what if it could? And that's when I decided, all right, let's jump all in. So I started sharing with everyone. I probably puked Plexus on people a lot because I was just so excited. I knew people needed the products, and I knew that this could be something big. So I learned a few new skills. I ended up working on my lunch break. A lot of times I'd stay up 30 minutes, an hour after I put the kids to bed. And 9 months after starting to share these products, I walked away from teaching. And at the time I was turning in leave, I didn't know if I'd stay gone forever. But that very next year I did. I turned in my notice, and I haven't looked back. My next rank up or like a promotion within the company, I'll have the opportunity to earn 6 figures. I'll get a yearly tropical vacation for myself and a guest. And I will get to drive a Lexus, which is secretly a car I always looked at like, oh my gosh, I'll never be able to drive that. So just the idea of maybe I'll get to drive that Lexus if I choose, or I can take extra cash. So I love this opportunity, and I love sharing it with others. And here's what I've learned. This opportunity, it's not for everyone. Can anyone do it? Sure. As long as they're willing to work hard, as long as they're willing to be consistent, to be coachable, and if they have a hunger for a change in their life, they can do this. Why can busy moms do this well? Well, because we have systems, much like Jennifer mentioned. This is actually one of the fastest growing teams in our company. And it's because we have leaders on our team that are at the very top of the company, several of them. And we get close proximity with them. And they're here building businesses with us. They're here doing this alongside of us. They've developed systems from what helped them get to the top of the company. And so y'all, it's not a lot of time that you need to start off. It's work ethic and coachability. We love the products and we love this company. And y'all, this is the best time to jump in. With summer right around the corner, multiple things are going to start happening. One, people are going to start thinking about their health because they're going to be going on vacations. And the other thing people are going to start to think about is finances, because those vacations, they cost money. And a lot of people are willing to take on something extra if it means they're going to earn some income. And y'all, we have a solution to both of those worries about health and those worries about finances. We have a solution. So I want to leave you with one last thought. Someone a long time ago asked me this, and I thought, wow, yeah, that's not okay with me. But someone once asked me, if my life looked like it does today in 5 years, if everything looks exactly the same as it does today, are you going to be okay with that? If the answer is no, then this could very well be the opportunity for you. It could very well be the opportunity that you've been hoping for. So send the person who invited you here tonight all of your questions, all of your thoughts. Talk with them about what this could look like for you and for your family. Dream a little. And then, friend, jump on in. The water is warm, the timing is right, and we are excited for you. So thank you all so much for being here tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. And I absolutely cannot wait to hear your story in 6 months.